rediscovered son, Prince of Troy.
What's going on, Trojans, Spartans, and Macedonians? Welcome to the mini weekly review series of Troy, the Fall of a City. And thankfully this is on Monday, so this is technically a mythical Monday. Anyway, though, let's just dive into the first episode of this heaping train wreck of a mythology. So this kicks off first with the birth of Paris. Paris. You know, the guy that starts the Trojan War. Yeah. So we see what he brings out from just being born, not just even a minute old. His sister comes in having visions of the entire city of Troy lit up in flames, all because of this damn baby that's only been a minute old at best. And so far I'm just like, drown the baby. I never thought I would say this about a single child, but seriously, drown the fucking baby. Anyway, flash forward to some odd years later where apparently Paris didn't die as an infant. My god. And all of a sudden he's the son of a shepherd. And we also have a scene of him fucking someone that's also with the shepherd's crew. Called Wanonin. Wanonian? I can't pronounce Greek. Or is it Roman words? So it kind of starts off normal. Hijinks ensue on a shepherd's farm of trying to take care of some cows, and the cow runs away. And then the cow all of a sudden disappears where Paris talks to gods. Oh yeah, that part. So apparently when Paris is trying to round up a stray calf that just ran off from the herd, he meets up with Zeus, Hermes, Athena, Aphrodite, and Hera to make the legendary deal that fucks everything up. I mean, sets in course the plot. That's what I totally meant. Where Zeus is like, yo, Hermes, look at this fool. Look at this fool over here. Look at this motherfucker. He's gonna make all the choices that we're gonna have to be made. And Hermes, being the only voice of reason in the room, is just like, are we sure we want to do this? I don't trust this fool as far as I can throw him, and I can throw him a very far fucking way. Zeus is like, nah, let's do this. It'll be hilarious. And Hermes is still just like, let's just move on, man. We do not want to do this. There's a smarter option. Zeus is like, do it! I have the biggest dick in the room. And Hermes is like, what? And Zeus is just like, just do what I say. And then he's like, fuck it, here's the golden apple. Choose which one of these three bitches gets to have the fucking apple that's definitely not edible. So yeah, Paris has the apple. Athena, Hera, and Aphrodite make their offers and options for him. Choose Aphrodite, you get the world's most beautiful woman in the world. Go with Hera. She'll make him the strongest person ever alive. Choose Athena. Makes him the wisest person. Although I retract that statement for Hera, she makes the offer making him super likable by everybody. And so, from process of elimination of wisdom and strength, or being popular, or getting the hottest puh on the land, Paris is thinking with his other head, and it's like, deal with Aphrodite. Fuck you, Athena. Fuck you, Queen of the Gods. Let me choose the thing of getting the world's most beautiful woman, even if she's married. And so, hijinks stop there, and I go back to hating Paris, as he's then trying to outrace and try to win in contest against the Trojan princes, since he doesn't know he's the Prince of Troy. So then they're just like, so you can outrace us on a horse, but can you go against us in all of our contests' own challenges? I think not, knave. Let's get the fuck out of here. Eat our dust. And then Paris just like, I bet you I can whip your ass. And then Troy, being the obviously intellectual city at the time, were just like, how dare this farm person make fun of us? Let's take him to our strongest warrior. Let's take him to Hector. And so he can learn his lesson then, instead of just brushing him off and then sending him to jail for causing an uproar. We're not a smart city. So yeah, they take him to the city of Troy, and then he and Hector get into a fight where Hector starts beating the shit out of him. I start cheering for Hector to kill the little bastard. Even when he starts to drown him underneath the water, and I'm just like, let the bubbles start popping and then have the bubbles stop. Please just end this story before it begins. But no! The king and queen of Troy are just like, oh my god, let's check to see if the guy's alright. A birthmark? It's our son Paris! Oh my god! And so we get the whole thing of Paris wasn't really a shepherd's child. He was the prince to the king and queen. Yay! So what does he do now that he's a royal? He gets rat-ass drunk, fucks people in the lower town of Troy, goes home still drunk with a hangover, and then after several days upon several weeks of doing this whole shtick, they're like, you know what, son, you need more responsibility. You can't just be partying your whole life. So we're going to send you all the way to meet up with King Menelaus. Yes, send the drunken party boy that has not been a prince that long to go do negotiations and offerings of a peace between kingdoms to see King Menelaus. Smart move, king and queen. I look forward to seeing your city get set on fire. So, what happens next is the same course of events that we all know too well. Paris goes to see King Menelaus. He then spots eyes on Menelaus' wife, Helen of Troy, who in this interpretation, since she has to have the beauty that launches 1,000 ships, they give her the actress to portray her the looks that could make a lot of guys raise full mast, if you get my drift. And so Menelaus is just like, yo dog, I know why your father sent you here. I'm gonna sit you with my daughter Hermione. Hermione! She's gonna treat you very nicely. Trust me, I know. I'm her dad. Anyway, let's just get on with more feasting and boring lectures and a stiff dinner. Speaking of stiff, Helen, do you want to... I actually have a headache, my lord. Oh, I understand. It's just that, we're married and I thought that I could hit that all the time. Yeah, no, I have a headache. Now I have to betray you soon because we're in the story of Troy. Oh yeah, I understand. Wait, what? So yeah, then Paris and Helen try to start a tryst. It goes nowhere because Helen wants to be devoted to her husband to give herself some urgency to the story. They're just like, oh yeah, so Helen had a choice where Paris didn't outright kidnap her or have Aphrodite kidnap her to start off the Trojan War. And so after Hermione wakes up in the middle of the night of them having their first tryst in the middle of the night, since Paris wanted to leave the night before during the rainstorm, but the gods were like, no, let's make this shit show happen. Let's make the shit show happen. We have the unpleasant nature of Paris's orgasm noise again, having Helen of Troy all of a sudden be conflicted over getting that good dicking, as she would claim it to be for a tryst. Hermione saying for Paris to never come back to their kingdom ever again. Wise woman. I hope she ends up marrying a spicy little ginger someday. And then all of a sudden, Paris gets this crate on his way back to Troy, which was specifically ordered to be carried carefully. Yeah, if you guys are following my train of thought here, it's Helen. She's making herself a kidnapped victim of her own volition to be with Paris by stowing away onto his ship for Troy. God, this is going to be a giant fucking wreck for the next weeks to follow. So we're going to follow this up with episode 2 for this 8-part mini weekly retrospective before we do the entire review of the series on week number 9. I hope you guys enjoy the Salt Fest, because my fucking god, Paris, you suck!